Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajgacharya Asasata Shishimad. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajgacharya Asasata Shishimad. Prabhupada ki, Anatakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Prem Sekaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda ki, Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki, Yamuna Devi ki, Ganga Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Mayapur Dham ki, Sankirtan Yagya ki, Gaur Premanandi. All glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees. Thank you. Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadatira Swadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vichakan Vitamscha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Today we're reading from Madhya Lila, chapter 11, starting with text number 97. So first, a little prelude. This chapter is called the Veda Kirtan Pastimes. This is personally my favorite chapter in the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita because it is so personal. So what's happening is the devotees are coming, they're coming from Bengal, coming from Mayapur to Jagannath Puri as they come every year. So we know, we also anticipate certain events, certain festivals. So imagine these devotees, how much they're anticipating, because they're waiting for 8 months, because they would stay sometimes for the whole rainy season, but they're just, or for Rath Yatra time and then rainy, but they're just waiting. We're going to go be with Lord Chaitanya again. We're going to go. So there's so much anxious, and it's a long journey. They have to walk there. So it's quite far. I mean, it's not as far as walking to Vrindavan, like a train. You could take a train from Jagannath Puri to Bengal, Mayapur, in 6 hours. So, not a very long train ride, but a long walk. So now what's happening is we've been hearing about Maharaj Prataparudra, how he's so anxious to get the darshan of the Lord and to get his audience and to have an interview. And so he asked Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. We heard previously very lengthy chapters of Lord Chaitanya converting Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So now he is very influential and used to be a Mayavadi, and now he's been converted by Lord Chaitanya. So the king asked him, can you please arrange an interview for me? I really want to meet Lord Chaitanya. And so he says, okay, I'll try my best. And he asks, and Lord Chaitanya covers his ears. He said, how could you? I mean, you know better. How could you ask me that? Like meeting a king, that's like tantamount to meeting a woman and, a materialistic person. Like, how can you even mention that? And he said, yeah, but he's not an ordinary king. He's actually a great devotee. He's very devoted to you, and he's elevated soul. And he said, I don't care. He's still a king nonetheless. And if you ask me again, I'm going to leave here. I won't stay in Jagannath Puri. So sure, because before Sarvabhauma asked, he was a little nervous, and he asked, could I ask you a question, but only if you're not going to get angry? And Lord Chaitanya said, well, sure, you can ask. If it's something that I agree with, then sure, I'll agree with it. And if it's something I don't, I'll let you know. So, but now he's feeling quite despondent. Let's see, I want to make sure. Yeah, it was Sarvabhauma. Okay, so now what's happening is the devotees are coming, and Maharaj Prataparudra, he asked Sarvabhauma, so what did he say? Did he say, I can meet him? Sorry. He said, no, he doesn't meet with kings. Although we know, like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and Srila Prabhupada, they like to meet with very influential people also, because like all the great religions of the world, they actually were spread with the support of government. that it very much helps spread God consciousness, because whatever a great man does, common men follow. All right, so now he said, look at, why did Lord Chaitanya come? To deliver the most fallen, Jagai Madhai, and he's going to deliver everyone, like no matter what their qualifications are, except he's not going to deliver this king. He's not going to deliver me. I may as well give up my life. So he's feeling very despondent. But let's see, I think we're going to hear how the devotees are so anxious for others to receive the Lord's mercy. So I'll begin reading text 97, because when the devotees came, you see, first of all, he said, I want to know, like, who are they? Sarvabhauma said, you just go up on the roof as they're coming, and then I'll send Gopinath Acharya. He will go. He knows all these devotees. Like, I don't even know all of them. And he'll tell you who everyone is. So they go up on the roof, and the king, Pachaparudra, he's like, wow, I've never seen such effulgent personalities, even though in Jagannath Puri, of course, many, many devotees come, many pilgrims come, he said, but never, and the way they're chanting so melodiously and so beautifully, and the way that they dance, I've never seen such Sankirtan as this. So he gets introduced from a distance. He gets to, Gopinath is telling him who everyone is and who they're related to, and like that. And they're being greeted and given garlands and all. Okay, so now we are on text number 97 of chapter 11 of the Majja Leela. All right. Bhattacharya kahe e madhura vachana, Chaitanyara shrishti e prema sankirtana. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, when the king said that, I never saw, this sweet transcendental sound is a special creation of the Lord known as prema sankirtan, congregational chanting in love of Godhead. Avatari Chaitanya Kaila Dharma Pracharana, Kali Kale Dhamma Krishna Nama Sankirtana. In this age of Kali, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended to preach the religion of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna is the religious principle for this age. Sankirtana yagye tanre kare aratana, seta sumeta ara kali hata jana. Anyone who worships Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by congregational chanting should be understood to be very intelligent. One who does not do so must be considered a victim of this age and bereft of all intelligence. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Rascals propose that anyone can invent his own religious process, and this proposition is condemned herein. If one actually wants to become religious, he must take up the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. The real meaning of religion is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 6:3:19-22. Dharman tu shakshad bhagavat pranitam na vai vidur rishayo na pidevaha na siddha mukya asura manushya kutascha vidya taracharanajya Swayambhur Narada Shambhu Komara Kapilo Manu Pralado Janako Bhishmo Balir Vyasakir Vayam Dwadashaite Vijani Mo Dharman Bhagavatam Bata Guyam Vishuddham Durpodam Yam Gyatvam Ritam Ashnute etavan evaloke smin pumsam dharma parashmitaha bhakti yogo bhagavati tannama rihanadibi. The purport of these verses is that dharma, or religion, cannot be manufactured by a human being. Religion is the law or code of the Lord. Consequently, religion cannot be manufactured even by great saintly persons, demigods, or siddhamukyas, and what to speak of asuras, human beings, vidyadharas, charanas, and so on. The principles of Dharma, religion, come down in the Parampara system, beginning with 12 personalities, namely Lord Brahma, the great Saint Narada, Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, Kapila, the son of Devahuti, Swayambhuva Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, King Janaka, Grandfather Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami, and Yamaraj. The principles of religion are known to these 12 personalities. Dharma refers to the religious principles by which one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dharma is very confidential, uncontaminated by all material influence, and very difficult for ordinary men to understand. However, if one actually understands Dharma, he immediately becomes liberated and is transferred to the kingdom of God. Bhagavat Dharma, or the principle of religion enunciated by the Parampara system, is the supreme principle of religion. In other words, Dharma refers to the science of Bhakti Yoga, which begins by the novices chanting the holy name of the Lord, Tannama Grahanadibihi. In this age of Kali, it is recommended in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kali Kale Dharma Krishna Nama Sankirtan. In the age of Kali, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the method of religion approved by all Vedic scriptures. In the next text of the Chaitanya Charitamrita from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32, it is further stressed. Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sangopangashtra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayaya Jajantihi Sumeda Saha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Purport: for an explanation of this verse, refer to Adi Lila, chapter 3, verse 52. Oh boy, sorry. There's cloth in there. Where was that? Sorry about that. All right, so that text 52 is the same verse, Krishna Varnam, Krishnam, and then there's a rather lengthy purport explaining this and how the Lord, how this Krishna Varnam means Lord Chaitanya, and there's commentary by Jiva Goswami, and Lord Chaitanya always chants, and whoever meets him will automatically chant the holy name of Krishna and later describe it to others. And so, to make a long purport short, that he is so kind that he is distributing love of Krishna. Everyone should be attracted more and more to his lotus feet as hummingbees are attracted to a flower. So we are hearing so much the importance of chanting the holy name, and we should consider ourselves most unfortunate that if we don't have attraction for this holy name, in spite of hearing so many instructions, and how much we like often don't have attraction, and even Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who spent nearly 9.5 years chanting a billion names of Krishna, and then on his deathbed hit his head and said and cried that never has attraction for the holy name awakened in my heart in this lifetime. So how very unfortunate. And if we don't have attraction for this name, and if we don't take it very seriously, and because I read yesterday, yeah, because it's so very important. Like we know Drishta Prabhu is constantly promoting Harinam Sankirtan, and sometimes it's two of them, he and his wife, chanting, and sometimes one other person, either my husband or sometimes Anadi Krishna, sometimes a few others, but usually not. And so that is indication how much we're not taking it so seriously, because it's not optional that we spread Krishna consciousness, because that is our lineage. If we were in another sampradaya, maybe it'd be okay. We could do lots of rituals and all, but we're in this, Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya coming from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's essential. It's not optional that we somehow engage in outreach. Right now is the December book distribution marathon all over the world, and and it's a time for increasing the distribution, and just like we just had Purushottam Mas, and we had Kartik Mas, where we all did extra service, extra sadhana, somehow increased our devotional service. So the December marathon means you're going, it's a race and you're not stopping. And of course, all the marathons and all of these vratas, it's for increasing, so that when it stops, not that we totally stop whatever austerities and vratas we were doing, but we try to keep it going. We may not do it to the same extent, but we keep it going. So here we're hearing like how important it is, and how Lord Chaitanya did it constantly chanting the holy name and chanting the holy name out in public. And especially here, we're very fortunate because in this city of Hillsborough, we're very well received. Like tomorrow's the parade, the holiday parade, and what an opportunity to engage in Harinam during the parade. And we see the smiles on people's faces, and they wave to us, and they're very happy to see us. And that's wonderful. Of course, in other governments, people are highly oppressed, and they're not even allowed to chant in public sometimes. And in the old days, devotees used to get arrested for chanting in public. So anyway, how much we must do something. There's so many ways, many different ways to give Krishna to others, and so somehow to keep that in the forefront of our devotional service, that I can't neglect that, as we'll hear. Okay, so text 101. Rajaka he shastra pramane chaitanya hana Krishna tabe kene pandita sava tanhate Vishna. The king said, according to evidence given in revealed scriptures, it is concluded that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself. Why then are learned scholars sometimes indifferent to him? So it's kind of inconceivable, right? The king's like, how can it be? It says in the scriptures, as we just read, that Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. So even learned persons, why they're not recognizing this? So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, Bhatta kahe tanra kripa leshahaya yanre se tanhare Krishna kare la ite pare. Bhattacharya replied, only a person who has received but a small fraction of mercy from the Lord can understand that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. No one else can. So in other words, no matter how scholarly one may be, no matter how much one has studied the revealed scriptures, if they have not received but a small fraction of mercy, then they can never understand. Purport. The Sankirtan movement can be spread by a person who is especially favored by Lord Krishna. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Tara Pravatana. Without first obtaining mercy of the Lord, one cannot spread the holy name of the Lord. One who can spread the Lord's name is called Labha Chaitanya, in the words of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. The Labha Chaitanya is one who has actually awakened his original consciousness, Krishna consciousness. The influence of the pure devotees in Krishna consciousness is such that it can awaken others to become immediately Krishna conscious and engage themselves in the transcendental loving service of Krishna. In this way, the descendants of pure devotees increase, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes much pleasure in seeing the increase of his devotees. The word Sumedha means sharply intelligent. When one's intelligence is sharp, he can increase the interest of common men in loving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and through him in loving Radha Krishna. Those not interested in understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are simply material in their attempts at professional chanting and dancing for money, despite their supposed artistry. If one does not have full faith in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he cannot properly chant and dance in the Sankirtan movement. Artificial chanting and dancing may be due to sentiments or sentimental agitation, but this cannot help one advance in Krishna consciousness. Very interesting. So now we're hearing about receiving the mercy of the Lord. Tanra kripa nahe yare pandita nehe kene dekile shunile he tanra ishvara namane. If the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not bestowed upon a person, regardless of how learned a scholar the person may be, and regardless of his seeing or listening, he cannot accept the Lord as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport, the same principles can be applied to demoniac persons, even though they may be in the sampradaya of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it sounds a little like an oxymoron, that demoniac persons are in the sampradaya of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But it is possible. Without receiving the Lord's special power, one cannot preach his glories all over the world. Even though one may celebrate himself as a learned follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and even though one may attempt to preach the holy name of the Lord all over the world, if he is not favored by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will find faults with the pure devotee and will not be able to understand how a preacher is empowered by Lord Chaitanya. One must be considered bereft of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he criticizes the Krishna consciousness movement, now spreading all over the world, or finds fault with this movement or the leader of the movement. So Srila Prabhupada here is primarily speaking of himself, because who has been more empowered in the history of our of descendants, followers of Lord Chaitanya. He's so much empowered to spread Krishna consciousness, and we see that bhakti is given by one who has bhakti. So it's not given, like we read several times here, not given just by being learned and so many other things, but by having that mercy. And then Prabhupada's talking, he himself was being criticized, and what to speak of these days. Like sometimes on the internet, no matter what anyone says, someone has to take advantage to like bash devotees. And so here it says, one must be considered bereft of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And, even devotees that are deceased, they have to take advantage of pulling skeletons out of the closet and just bashing them instead of glorifying the devotees and seeing, all the tremendous service and how very, very rare it is to be a devotee of the Lord, extremely rare. So I'll just read this also from Srimad Bhagavatam. Atapi te deva padambuja dvara prasada lesha nugrihita evahi gyanati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya eko pichiram vichinvan. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. So we're hearing this repeated here again and again from Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 14, 29. Those are the prayers of Lord Brahma. So my husband sent me a little note, and he said, Diarrhea Prabhu always stops at 7:10 for any comments or questions. So is it? Not 7:10 yet. So keep that in mind. Please get your comments and questions ready. He doesn't like when I just keep reading and not. Okay, 105. Raja kahe seba jagannatha na dekhiya Chaitanya ravasha grihe chailila dana. The king said, instead of visiting the temple of Lord Jagannath, all the devotees are running toward the residence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bata kabe etar svabhavika premarita Mahaprabhu mila bare Utkanita Chitta. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, this is spontaneous love. All the devotees are very anxious to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As I mentioned, they've been waiting a long time and feeling great separation. Age tanre mila sabe tare sangalana. Tanre sange jagannatha te kibena giya. First, the devotees will meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then take him with them to the temple to see Lord Jagannath. Raja kahe bhavanandera putra vaninata prasada langa sange chale panchashata. The king said, the son of Bhavananda Roy, named Vaninath, along with 5 or 7 men, is going there to take the remnants of Lord Jagannath's food. Mahaprabhura alaye karila gamana ete mahaprasade chahi kaha e karana. Indeed, Vaninath has already gone to the residence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and has taken a huge quantity of Mahaprasadam. Please let me know the reason for this. So if anyone has had the fortune of taking Jagannath Prasad at Jagannath Puri. It's very extraordinary. So, Bhatta Kahe Pakta Gana Aila Janina Prabhura Ignite Prasada Yaya Tanralana. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, understanding that all the devotees have come, Lord Chaitanya gave the sign, and therefore they have brought such great quantities of Mahaprasad. Raja Kahe Upavasa Shara Tirtita Vibhana Tata Nakarila Kene Kaiva Anapana. The king then asked Bhattacharya, why have they not observed the regulations for visiting the pilgrimage place, such as fasting, shaving, and so on? Why have they first eaten prasad? Bhatta kahe tumiye kana sevita dharma evaga marge ache shukshma dharma marma. Bhattacharya told the king, what you have said is right according to the regulative principles governing visiting the holy places governing the visiting of holy places. But there is another path, which is the path of spontaneous love. According to those principles, there are subtle intricacies involved in the execution of religious principles. Purport. According to the Vedic regulative principles, one has to be celibate before entering a holy place of pilgrimage. Generally, people are very much addicted to sense gratification, and unless they have sex at night, they cannot sleep. The regulative principles therefore enjoin that before a common man goes to a holy place of pilgrimage, he should observe complete celibacy. As soon as one enters a holy place, he must observe fasting for the day, and after shaving his head clean, he must take a bath in a river or ocean near the holy place. These methods are adopted to neutralize the effects of sinful activities. Visiting a holy place of pilgrimage means neutralizing the reactions of a sinful life. Those who go to holy places of pilgrimage actually unload the reactions of their sinful lives, and consequently, holy places are overloaded with sinful activities left there by visitors. When a saintly person or pure devotee visits such a holy place, he absorbs the sinful effects left by the common man and again purifies the holy place. Tirtha Kurvanti Tirtani, Bhagavatam 1:13-10. Therefore, a common man's visit to a holy place and an exalted saintly person's visit there are different. The common man may leave his sins in the holy place, and a saintly person or devotee cleanses these sins simply by his presence. The devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were not common men, and they could not be subjected to the rules and regulations governing the visiting of holy places. Rather, they exhibited their spontaneous love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Immediately upon arrival at the holy place, they went to see Lord Chaitanya, and by his order they took Mahaprasad without following the regulations governing holy places. Okay, are there any comments or questions in this short time? Yeah, well, anyway, we know that's a fact. Like, it's interesting, the subtle effects of, going for purification, but unloading sinful reactions to one's activities, and then the saintly person neutralizes. That's why we say we don't go to a holy place just to take bath, or as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta would say, for eye exercise, seeing the deities, but we go to gain the association of saintly people that are in those holy places, because they themselves can neutralize the sins. People that are in those holy places, because they themselves can neutralize the sins, sinful reactions that are left there.
This is my book.
Okay, Jai.
Okay,
So
all
here you
glories
go.
to
Next,
Lord
Chaitanya
113.
Mahaprabhu.
This is
All
my
glories
book.
to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita.
all
All glories to Radha
Goloka.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. All glories to Radha Goloka.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvam Jamaravindalayata Enam Kanravatam Saransitam Buddhasundaram Namatam Dandar Bhagavom Yadamaniya Nishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalenti Priya Priti Manti Lasyanti Pan Priyayanti Niram Galanti Ananda Tinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhakti Vedanta Samanichi Kamane Bhakti Vedanta Samanichi Kamane Namaste, Saraswati Deve, Gurvani Vajay, Saraswati Deve, Gurvani Vajay, Asyajaga, Tesatarane, Asyajaga, Tesatarane. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Sri Krishna Devi Shiva Shiva Sade Gaurata Vrindana Shiva Sade Gaurata Vrindana Shri Advaita Jaya Shiva Sade Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Advaita Gaurata Vrindana Gaurata Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Shiva Sade Gaurata Vrindana Gaurata Vrindana Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Radha Shiva Sade Krishna Jaya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Rama, Krishna Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya, Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya, Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Goloka Radhe, Radhe, Nayarad, hey, Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Radhe, 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 Jaya Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe, Jai Om Vishnu.
Just a reminder that tomorrow is the Christmas parade, 4 p.m. So it's supposed to be really warm. Just a reminder that tomorrow
rain
is
should
the
have
Christmas
stopped by
parade.
then.
So it's going to be
4 p.m.
perfect conditions for us to go out and
the
give
rain should
Harinam
have
to
stopped by
everybody.
then.
So
Thousands
it's going to be
of
perfect conditions
persons
for us to
Yeah,
go
the
out
biggest-
and
this is the
biggest
give
exposure
Harinam
we can
to
have in
everybody.
Hillsborough.
Thousands of
Persons.
Yeah,
4
the
o'clock
biggest-
tomorrow.
this is the
biggest
Haribo.
exposure we can have in Hillsborough. So 4 o'clock tomorrow. Haribo.
Chaitya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Katipanam Vidyavadu Jivanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Tatrapitani Amita Smarudina Kala Etadrishi Tavakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishamiha Tavakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Trinadapi Sumichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amanina Dana Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mamajanmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Avaita Kitwaye Mainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Bhatitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vapada Pankaja Stita Dulisa Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Nayanam Shrudaraya Varanam Gad Gadaridaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanamagraham Gad Gadaridaya Gira Yugayatam Vapukada Tavanamagrahayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlisha Vapadam Namanastumam Adarshanam Marvahename Ashlisha Vatadava Vidadhatumam Adarshanam Marvahatastusa Eva Naparatava Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even